Vegas, baby. February 10th, 11th, and 12th. I will be at Harrah's Casino. I was there about 6 months ago. I didn't see you there. Come on, guys. February 10th, 11th, and 12th. Come see me at Harrah's Casino. And also, don't forget, I'll be in Atlantic City on February 3rd. And I'll be at Foxwoods Casino February 4th. And I'll be at your house shortly thereafter.
Put your name on it. Just put your name on it. That's all I say. Be a man or a woman. Put your name on it.
Well, I'd like to hear about it, potheads.
How the fuck you gonna know how to be great if you don't study greatness? Look at the game tape.
Donuts. Oh my goodness gracious, it's podcast time. We're working on new jingles for Mohr Stories, and that's one that did not make the cut. We're starting from the bottom up. What is up, everybody? Happy Thursday, Friday, Saturday, whatever day you listen to it. I will say this before I introduce our guest. You guys fascinate me. The Skylar Stone podcast, we're always up in the top 5. And then somehow midweek, I called Matt Cohen. I said, wow, we're out of the top 10 entirely. And then on Wednesday, for some reason, everybody just barnstormed and put it back up to 5. I've never seen that happen before. So everybody listening and subscribing and spreading the word, thank you. It's a labor of love. We love doing it for you. And leave comments. They get read. It helps. Email me at jmohr.com. There's a Mohr Stories Facebook wall, all that shit. Here's why I love doing a podcast. Because I get to sit across from my friends and the guys that I love to watch do comedy. And we get to just talk. And sometimes we talk about two-headed monsters. And we talk about nonsense. And we talk about Trent Burks-Ween in the back of the bus. Other times, Barry Katz. Other times, Barry Katz goes, if you can kill 10 times in a row in your own club, get a helmet, man.
Barry loves to tell you things that are not actionable.
No, it's not at all.
Yeah. Become a star, man. Look, then you have a holy shit moment. You got to create for yourself a holy shit moment.
Everyone in this business has to create a holy shit moment. And I remember when Nick Swartzen wrote I don't want to write America's Malibu's Most Wanted. I want to write Virginia Woolf. There's a fucking continental divide of what you're telling me, Katz, and you're my manager. Let me finish, man. He wrote Malibu's Most Virginia Woolf, Who's Afraid, Grandma's Boy. And he just broke it up into pieces, man.
He would have passed on Arthur Miller.
What a businessman. Arthur, you're great and all, but I mean, you walk in with Marilyn Monroe, who's going to take you seriously, man? Do you know all right, Gary Gulman, second runner-up of Last Comic Standing.
Yes, third, but second runner-up.
The best. And well documented on this podcast, you and I had fisticuffs.
No!
You picked me up, ran me across the stage.
It's the most over...
What would you call picking... And I've taken full responsibility of being completely at fault in this.
I didn't pick you up.
Gary, why would I admit to the losing part? Usually a guy would come on a podcast and go, let me tell you something, it's fucking lucky for Goldman. He set me down when he did. You and Todd Glass were talking about not being gay. Anyway, God bless that sweet boy.
Oh, my gosh.
And I came up, and I'd been breaking your balls mercilessly, and it started all the way back when we played basketball in the driveway of the house.
Yes.
And I was just fouling the shit out of you.
It was like from June to October.
Yeah. I was hazing you, but not like on purpose, just, hey, here's a guy that can break balls. And I said on this podcast, looking back on it, these guys I'm going to work every day as the owner of a show. And then I'll host later in the afternoon. I'll read some cue cards. Get my check. I'll say something gross on the way out and do a fucking donut in the driveway and I'll get out of here. But you guys, and this is the part where I get embarrassed for myself. Like, ugh, how could you behave that way? You guys are going on television and you might be going home that night. You don't need can you imagine fucking Simon Cowell backstage going, look at this fucking group of assholes. Jesus Christ. And then you go out and sing for the guy. Or like Ryan Seacrest going, anyway, Gary Gulman.
Yeah, but Todd and I used to say that I bet you if Jay had his druthers, which by the way, does anybody ever have their druthers?
I had druthers.
How are things going? Good. I got my druthers finally after all these years.
I think there's a cream
my
for
druthers.
Anyway.
This bongo drum. And he said, I bet you if Jay had his druthers. Anyway, gang, if Jay had his druthers.
We're going to be sub-referencing Rickles the whole time, just tipping the.
Oh, this mother surfboard ain't riding right.
Whoa. Look at the Mexican. Turn on the television. That was Rickles' impression of a Mexican guy. Turn on the television. Like all of America goes, it's true. That is how they act.
I think in order to listen to this podcast and enjoy it, you should now turn it off and go listen to Don Rickles' Hello Dummy.
Look, I never entertained the Mountie. A fucking album that's entirely crowd work.
Yes.
Which is kind of amazing because my favorite...
But it is the template for modern insult comedy.
Yes. But my favorite comedy happens off camera.
Yeah.
Like when Eddie Murphy goes, the dog don't know his name, Eddie. Coco. Where the fuck is he going?
He does know his name.
That's always been my point.
Yeah,
but
that's why it's funnier.
But I have to picture a dog looking up at his father and being belligerent and going in the other direction. The joke is what's not said, the dog going in the other direction. The dog don't know his name, Eddie. Watch this. Coco. Where the fuck is he going? Like in that split second, the dog looked at the father and was like, fuck this guy.
Yeah, the dog hates the father.
And he knows his name because he looked.
Yes.
And then he went in the other direction.
Yes.
So that's the best. So with Rickles doing an all crowd work album, the entire hour happens off camera because I have to assume the guy's dressed like a Mountie.
Yes.
Like I'm not there.
Right.
It's not like you're in the audience going, he's talking about that guy.
I never even thought about that. I've been picturing it all these years. I can picture this guy and the German with the boil on his face. And the
Yes. And you have no, and it's like, it's the best gift you could receive as a comic. I mean, to the guy, in Riverside that's going to come see me in Ontario that right now is laying sheetrock, maybe not your cup of tea, but for comics, to have to imagine, because we like to play make-believe, to imagine an entire theater, big fat guy, what?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, because the guy was 6'8", 300 pounds.
Hey,
will the Mexican lay on me?
What's your name, Tiny? But I think the opening sentence of the album is, I never entertained a Mountie. Is that how it starts?
Yeah.
Like there's no like, ladies.
You in the red shirt. I never entertained a Mountie.
Yeah. That's the first line of the
dummy
album.
Mountie. Hello, dummy.
How's everybody doing? Nice to be here. I'm going to talk to you a lot. What's weirder than that is when you go further back comedy albums, like Bob Newhart a lot of these guys had to record their albums just into a mic in a studio.
Yeah.
And Newhart had been doing comedy not long, and he had to write that act. And like a week later, he was at some weird Playboy club in Minnesota, like where they just popped up.
Yeah.
And they're
He'd probably done the act 4 times.
Huh?
He probably had done the act 4 times.
Yeah, 4 times, and Warner Brothers recorded it. Warner Brothers' first gold album is the button-down mind of Bob Newhart.
Yeah.
Abe, you really want to lead with 4 score? Okay, babe. So you were saying that Todd Glass and you used to say, I'm going to write stuff down. Everybody knows.
If Jay had his druthers, he would be hanging out with us and playing all our fun games, but he has to play executive and boss, and he's torn. And the other thing is, I always felt that probably we would be, if we went to high school together, we would be like high school buddies.
Yes.
Because we have the same interests. We both love the Off-White album.
Yeah, it's great. It's Brilliant Hour.
It's a
But why didn't you think that when you were running me across the stage 4 feet off the ground and throwing me into the set?
If we went, here's the thing.
Then I go to your dressing room to apologize.
And I throw a bottle of water at you.
And then Alonzo Bowden's holding me back. And in all fairness, Kathleen Madigan's holding you back. That's fucking true.
I don't even remember that.
Tammy Pescatelli was holding you back.
Well, she's Italian.
She is Italian. I had these 2 little Joe Pescis.
Oh.
do a lot of fucking favors for you, don't I, Gary? What the fuck? Fucking.
Wow, it's all coming back.
Last comic standing, I did want both, and I learned a very valuable lesson that you can't have your toes in both waters. You got to put on your executive producer, co-creator, host hat, and just keep your distance. But it's painful because these are your friends, your peers.
Yeah, of course.
Like Ryan Seacrest isn't like in the church choir in Dallas going, "How am I going to stay away from Tanika?" Like, first of all, it's Tamika.
Yeah.
Gary Gulman held my son Meredith. And I got to say, you, more than really anyone not in my family, and more so than some, the most natural baby holder I've ever seen in my life. And the baby's just touching your face. And he's like, it's like owning a chimp. Like, Jackie is like super mellow. Like, you go, will you watch TV for an hour? I'm going to take a shower, smoke grass, and then I'll be right back downstairs. He goes, okay. But the baby, like, you can't set him down because he's gone.
Yeah, I noticed that.
In Spanish, it's called tremendo. There's no English translation. In English, it's like it's owning a monkey. But the baby didn't reach for your glasses and try to smash them on something. And like he was just completely smiling at you and going, ah.
Yeah, it's almost like the baby never saw a Jew before. Anyway, gang.
He's seen plenty of Jews. He had to build up a tolerance. But you know, gang, I kid the Jews because without them, I got to watch what I say because I'll get taken out of context by the fucking New York Times.
Oh.
We're Eddie Brill. We're going to talk about Eddie Brill. We're going to talk about Dane Cook. And we're going to talk about fucking middle acts ruining comedy.
Sounds good to me.
Don't leave me on the ledge like that.
No, I'm sorry. What do you want to take on first? I remember reading the Eddie Brill New York Times article.
Let's talk about you holding my baby. How old are you? You can lie.
I can lie? 38. Would you believe that?
No. I would guess 33.
Come on. That's me.
Tell your,
up your
GPS,
spot.
I'm here, stupid.
I know.
It's good.
She doesn't care.
Never have a pothead
Anyway,
inside your garment. Anyway. Oh, sorry about that. I was playing World of Warcraft.
No, because I shook it, it's sending me to my mother's house.
Really?
Yeah.
Where does she live?
Peabody, Massachusetts.
Peabody. That's a long commute, my man.
Yeah. 3,014 miles.
Nothing to it. Be there by sundown.
Oh my gosh, with enough meth.
Yes. That's what I'm talking about. How did you think I meant it? How old are you? Just tell me how old are you.
41.
You're 41?
Yeah.
You look great.
Thank you.
I'm 41. You look younger than I do. It's because you work out constantly and you kept your stomach flat.
I don't have any kids, and I've never been married. That's why I probably...
But you're a guy perennially searching for love.
Yes.
Yeah. I know all about you. I'm way inside your head. And I love your tweet. And you need to tweet more, by the way. And it's, what is it, at Gary Gulman?
Yeah.
And I'm at jmoore37. You said, from now on, instead of girlfriend, I'm going to start saying, I've taken a lover.
Oh, wow.
It was fantastic. Do you remember sending that tweet?
No, it's it's somebody tweeting a quote from my album.
No, you tweeted it.
No,
you put you with them. You don't even know what you mean. You said Joey Salvi me. What? You could have said anybody. You put you with them. Oh, Joey Salvi me. What? This is a fucking crazy place.
How does that resonate with you? That type of jealousy and paranoia regarding women. Have you ever been that guy? I've been that guy. It's exhausting.
You and I have just eschewed the listeners completely at this point.
Yeah.
Like, we just assume they know. I really feel like we should be in Dukes of Hazzard sleeping bags.
This should be annotated like a David Foster Wallace book, this interview.
Lost me.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh,
you're smarter than me. You went to BU, you played tight end?
I'm not smart at BC. I'm not smarter than you.
You're not smarter than me.
You know a lot of things. David Foster Wallace committed suicide, but he was like
Sounds funny.
He was the modern writer. And he popularized footnotes. A lot of guys rip them off, or I like
when it should be annotated.
You don't call it ripping off anymore. You call it homage, or influenced by,
or my act. I call it. Here's a little medley I like to call Pat and Marin CK. It'll take 8 minutes of your time,
That would be great.
but I think you'll enjoy
Hey,
it.
you do a great Louis C.K. I like your interaction between Louis and Ricky Gervais.
It's fucking retarded shit. Fucking stupid. Fuck. I can't drop N-bombs on the podcast. I'm looking for sponsors. I can't do Louis. How has Louis escaped the criticism that, like, if you or
I
I
have a theory on that.
because he started with the "I completely don't give a fuck" platform.
Yes. Do you remember what his headshot was?
He says
it was a picture of his license photo.
Yeah.
He's never cared. He's never given a shit.
But when
and
he
so they leave him alone.
tweets N-bomb babies with AIDS, and it never circles back around.